To nourish is to flourish. How building roots in your own inner world will help you attract the right spouse in the future. Let's get into it. My name is Shayana. You can call me Shaxi. I write essays every Wednesday on Substack, and we have an open discussion every Wednesday on this channel. I am a creator, and I express my creative power through many medias, from painting to writing to sculpting. If you're like me and you are in your 30s, you feel the need to live life more in a broader sense, but also you feel like you need to be with someone who you can share your life with, not necessarily ending into a marriage. But I want to get married. Even though I do not want children, I do want to get married. It's just one of these most important decisions that you can take. As any human in their 30s, you gotta understand it's very important. And it is one of the biggest major decisions that you can take as you grow old. And to grow old is a privilege. Before we get into this essay, this video is sponsored by a wonderful person who I trust so much with all my love and care. Me, Shayana. You can subscribe to my Substack and read this essay and follow along during this video essay, I would say. So let's get into it. I'll be reading off of my phone because that's how I am. And in the future, I'll be much more comfortable without reading, so directly from my phone, but I'll be following along with you guys. Like I said, one of the most important decisions that we can take when we are single in our 30s is that we have to become our own safe person, and we cannot go far in life with our personal projects, whether when it comes to our careers or our personal growth. When we do everything alone, we're not supposed to do things alone at all. We are social beings. We are social animals. We have to grow old with companionship. We evolve as communities, families. We evolve and progress our culture. That's the thing. In our current events, in today's day and time, we can recognize the privilege to be able to sit down and just work in our inner world, and to be comfortable in our inner world, and to see what are we planting, which seed are we planting, so we can bloom and attract the things that we want to experience and live. The source of life is within us. We will talk about it later on in this essay. To be able to bloom, to shine, to radiate in today's society, we must have strong and deep roots within our inner world. And one of those seeds has to be our identity and who we are. Because who we are is what we attract when it comes to opportunities as we grow old, and be satisfied with our choices, and the spouse that was promised to us before we enter our mother's womb. Because no matter what gender that we are, we attract who we are. It's easy to say and to read that we attract who we are, but we have to take a moment. And when I say take a moment, you gotta take a good 30 minutes and an hour just for yourself, with your phone on do not disturb, and sit in with yourself and explore who you are. You can write about it, you can paint about it, you can do a puzzle about it, you can do algebra, focus on algebra about it, and fully seek what are we made of, and understand what brings us joy and satisfaction outside of our careers. Have the courage to feel your emotions in your inner world. What is the inner world? We can call it subconscious, we can call it our moon and our fourth house in astrology. But right here, right now, I call it to grow into our maturity. Having and expressing emotional maturity is the best phenomenon that we can develop as a human being, simply a being, not just human, simply a being. Because plants and animals grow old and strong. To be human is to understand the sensitivity of the emotions. Not everyone is comfortable expressing their emotions in private to themselves. Whatever you see on social media, it doesn't mean that is actually what is happening in people's minds, in people's hearts. Not everyone is comfortable with those emotions. It can be ugly, yucky, it can be really uncomfortable. And some of us would rather use this time to finish this thing that we put on hold because we felt some kind of emotions when we started working on this project. Being alone in these type of frequencies can be quite difficult, especially when you don't have the support system or a medical professional to where you can refer to. But we're not going to talk about that because we're beyond that. We have healed enough. Now in our 30s, we are into finding ourselves, but finding who we truly supposed to be. We're not going to discuss about our trauma. We're leaning into our safe inner space that is inside of us, inside of our body. We are leaning into our inner world where we are guided by our inner child, so we can grow and plant seeds into the soil of our subconscious and nourish this sacred place, because it is sacred. If you don't consider yourself sacred, you won't be respected because it will be reflected in your aura. So what does it look like to grow into your inner world? There are 3 spheres where we have to build upon, 3 seeds, and we only know what they are: mind, body, and soul. Yes, mind, body, and soul. So let's start with the mind. Our mind is where our emotion rises, where our consciousness and subconsciousness coexist, one that filters and one that absorbs. It is a sensitive part of ourselves where we are into too much because of the fabric of the system that we are forced to be born into. One part of the Western society says that to not bother to pay attention to our mind because we are focused of what we can gain from the system itself. That is where us sensitive people, sensitive folks like you and I, we must move our listening to someone else. If not, we become unstable. What I mean by that is if we are too much in our mind, we are the type to get into our subconscious and we see things that will absorb and they are weird and they think they are true, but they are truly not true, even though it was absorbed. and we're trying to bring those things that are in our subconscious and trying to make them real, but they're not real. This is where we should focus our listening to another part of ourselves. The mind is here to be a commanding force, meaning that today I'm going to do this. Right now, I need to focus on that. It's a commanding force. It is not where you can just sit in and just go crazy unless you are doing a specialized meditation under guidance, or that you are receiving a divine enlightenment of pure enlightenment from source. Now there's something else, but now we're not going to talk about that because we're not into that yet. We can talk about it later on in other essays, but right now we have to understand that our mind is a commanding force, and we must not just linger in there. We go there to our mind to filter out and to throw out, to reject. We go there to organize, to test ourselves in our intelligence, but we must not stay there and try to convince our mind that this is how we should be doing things and how we should be feeling things. This is not the focus of the mind. That's when we must take our listening to somewhere else, which is the body. Our body is our home. It is our ecosystem. If we don't regulate and don't take care of our home, we literally cannot move the way we desire in our world. This vehicle has evolved for millions of years from our ancestors. We must honor ourselves and make our home the first altar to receive every type of offerings that we provide for ourselves and our kindred. Obviously, it is easier written and said than done, but with each intention, we grow and evolve closer to who we came here to become. Our body is our temple. And I know it sounds like redundant and poetic, but you gotta understand that what we put in is what we are in our aura. So every type of food that we eat, every drink that we drink, every time we go somewhere to a place where we hang out, where we work, the environment that we live in our own home, the way we bathe, the way we touch our body, not in a sexual way, please, but the way that we take care of ourselves really represents itself in our aura. It's like everything that we absorb is reflected in our aura, in our body. It is very important that we must understand this fact about ourselves. The way we move, the way we exercise, the way we dance, the way we just shake the vibration ourselves and just let it go is how we take care of our body. It's how it is sacred. We don't have to make it spiritual for it to be spiritual. If your best form of exercise is walking 90 minutes every day, that is sacred to you. If dancing every day for 30 minutes, it is sacred to you, that makes it spiritual practice for your own body, a physical practice. It is, if it's for you going to the gym and lifting heavy weights, then that is for you. You understand? It's not something that it's needed to become highly spiritual. It doesn't need to be like that, if you get what I mean. But when we are connected to our body, when we are fully in alignment in taking care of our body, this is when we can touch something really deep inside of us, which is the third seed, our soul. Our soul is part of Source, God, Bon Dieu Bon, cosmic intelligence, the one and only universe. Whatever we may call our source of life, we are part of it. We were born with this power, and it is present in every little thing around us, animate or inanimate. To the very air that we breathe every day, to the smoke that we inhale, to the very water that we drink and we bathe it. Source is nothing more than present, and they respond to our self-awareness. This power is us and within us, present in our body, surrounded our energy field. Our soul is our aura. Like you say, to overform, it's who you are and how much confidence that you have in yourself. All of these three spheres must be balanced, absolutely balanced. Some other days are good, some other days are not so great. But we have to understand it is the presence that is the most important part. How present are you? How aware are you of that? Every little thing, every decision, and every major decision that you take either pulls you towards the person that you want to become or pulls you away from your life journey. Thinking about it can be overwhelming. Me just saying it to myself is very overwhelming. I can let you know right now. Hella overwhelming. I'm just letting you know. But it's something like when you're conscious about it, it's when you realize that, oh, I should change this or that in my routine. I should change this or that in what I do in life. Maybe I shouldn't go and do this program. Maybe I should apply to another job. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do this, that, and the third. You know, when you actually reflect on what's going on, you are able to take better decisions. And when we take better decisions, we are more connected to our soul and us, that we are never not one. We're not separated from our soul the same way that we are separated from God, from Source. We were never separated. We're all just one, but just spread out. We're just spread out. The same way you're watching this video from your iPad or from your phone. We're not separated, you and I. That's why I say we. We are not separated. We're just spread out. And every word that I'm saying, it resonates with you because it's an inner knowing. That inner knowing, that inner wisdom, it's in your soul. And our soul can correspond to each other. And we vibrate to each other. We vibrate together and taking better decisions to be on this journey to grow old and become the person that we are much satisfied with. To grow old is part of the human experience. To feel every part of us mature is a cherished experience. For our roots to grow strong and deep, we must be present in the present. I used to be present so much in the past, and then I was like, enough is enough. Sometimes I was so present in the future that I forgot to take care of myself. It was really weird. What matters the most is to be here, right now, in this moment, right here in this moment. What matters the most is to be present, just right here, right now, here in this moment. Planning for the future must be simply a task to solidify the human that we are becoming and remembering the past must be simply reading the record to avoid certain mistakes. We did not came here on earth to be perfect at all. We did not came here to accomplish the greatest thing of all time. The human life is flawed, and that is why we grow old. Because as a particle of source, we love it over here. We love being on earth. When the parasitic system is removed, the mortal life is quite wonderful if we are honest and truthful with ourselves. And to fully live this journey, it has to be shared with a companion. It has to be shared with a community. It has to be shared into a culture. Sharing is caring for each other while growing old together. To build communities and progress our culture is an immense privilege. That is how we leave a legacy to our children and our kindred. That's how humanity has evolved. Not just by building kingdoms and nations to grow old together, to build memories, rituals, stories, communities, and cultural songs, dance, music, drawings. To build all of that, it's how we leave a legacy to be remembered by our children. Even though I do not want children, they're still my children because I am part of this. So I was once a child. So we all have children, even though we don't give birth to children. It's an immense task overall, is to leave a legacy. But the legacy is what have you done so you can be remembered by your community, by your culture. That's what's the most important. To be remembered. What type of soil or rock you are in your culture. To sprout deep and robust roots in our inner world is an act of self-care. To understand and develop routines where we take care of all three components in our life is an act of self-care. To be authentically yourself every day and breathe in the source of our power of life and be fully aware of each task is an act of self-care. And we're going to start with our body. What makes us move and feel good every day? What we receive in and what we give out. To manage a balance that we can be devoted all into our old age. We'll talk to each other on next Wednesday about how we can better take care of our body as a community. Thank you so much for watching and for reading this essay. Like I say, thank you for this wonderful person that is me, Shagzi. You can call me Shayana, for sponsoring this video. You can subscribe to my Substack, where you can read my diary. You can read some astrology forecasts from every week and read essays like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I had a wonderful conversation with you. Thank you so much. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments here on YouTube or on Substack. And wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you much love and divine protection. Let's talk next Wednesday. Bye.